Christ-centered gamers unboxing, live stream unboxing of Valve's latest handheld console, the Steam Deck. So, I thought I'd have, we did this once before and I thought it was fun. So we actually have several folks on the Discord server joining us in this live stream. They can hear us and also can see us through the Twitch stream. So this will be interesting. So please, if you have any questions, I will have, actually the chat's not visible. I gotta fix that. You get to see me do this live. Whoa. All right, there we go. There, now I just made it so that you can see the chat window. So feel free to type questions into the chat window and, all right, thank you. So yeah, or feel free, if you happen to be on the voice channel, you are allowed to talk. Just be good. And we will have fun with this. Another thing I wanted to say before we started, the only reason I got this, so my lovely wife would not let me pre-order this right away. And I would not have this thing until sometime in 2025 if it wasn't for the fact that a very kind soul on the Gpd Devices Discord, for which I'm also an admin, the only two Discords, one and that one's the only admins. But he's a kind user who, by serendipity, his boss could not afford the Steam Deck pre-orders that he had, so then he got his early, and then his pre-order, which was only a few hours later, still day one here, Steam Deck pre-orders were crazy. His pre-order, he didn't need it anymore, and I happened to be online, or somebody, they thought of me, whatever, and they're like, hey, I know he needs one, and here we are. So through the kindness of BionicTaffy, I now have this in my hands. So thank you, Bionic, even if you don't see this now or in the future, but thank you anyway. We're doing God's work. So here we are. All right, so I just wanted to let you guys know that I have been into handheld devices for quite a while. I have a Gpd Win 1 somewhere I can't find, but this is the Gpd Win 2, the second smallest computer. I also have the Gpd Win Max. So long before Valve thought it was a good idea to play games on PC games on a handheld, I've been doing it. Of course, we've got some old school PSPs and 3DSs and Switches here. And when it comes out of the box, I will show you how they compare in size. But let us get started into the fun of the Steam Deck. So first of all, cool things about the box. That's my address. I'm not going to show you that. I thought I removed all the address stickers. And I did now. Muhahaha. And here we go. Okay, apparently it is assembled in China. And we've got the cool logos on the side. I don't know if you guys caught that before, but it's got Portal style logos on the side. So pretty cool. Don't let it get wet, all this kind of stuff, and then Steam Deck's going to get inside. All right, let's get this thing cracked open. So, oh, look at that. We got languages. We've got on the toilet, on the patio, on the subway, on a Ferris wheel. All the different kind of places you can use them, and then different languages too. So I will zoom that in so you guys can see. See, look at all the places you can use your Steam Deck.
Yep.
On the moon. Nice. All right, and then we've got even more places. In a test chamber, of course. Portal.
Of course.
And yeah, and so here you can see those as well. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got attention, Achtung, plug in, power on. These are instructions. I will show you instructions. Like so. Like so. Plug in, power on. And then on the back is more info. Micro SD card. Where to insert. Buttons to be pressed. And so that is that. And then look at this. We've got, let's see if I can make sure we don't have enough glare here. All right, your games are going places. Okay. And we've got presumably a power supply in this box. Since it's always fun to keep the suspense high, we will start with the side box.
I am going to be delayed about 30 seconds.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and take this out. All right. All right, what is in this box, one wonders? I don't know yet. So, opening this with sharp object. Hopefully I don't get cut live on air. And that has happened, not live on air, but I've definitely cut myself. I got Scar to prove it.
Well, you don't mess with a ballad song that like that, so.
Yeah. Okay. And so we have power supply. This is a Type-C power supply. Yay for modernity. Downside, this is not removable. But it's, let's see if I can see the specs on it. It's a Ciccone AC adapter, 15 volts, 3 amps, 20 volts, 2.25 amps. So that would be about 45 watts. Yeah, yeah. Oh, good evening. All right. Oh, I see you texting us. Good grief. Okay. So this is cool. Let me see if see how long this cord is. So I'm sure I'll be using it a lot. At this point forward, I might as well untangle it. Okay. And it's about, looks like about 4 to 5 feet, somewhere in that range. About that. Yeah. So there it is. Oh, I happen to have a plug behind me. So I'll just plug it in the wall in case this thing needs some juice. All right. Inside this box there is some little paperwork. I can't really tell what it is yet. I'll get to it, or if it's just part of the box. I don't know. No, it looks like it is some kind of paperwork in there. All right. So I'll try to open that up. And oh, there it is. This looks like some kind of instruction manual. Health and safety regulations. Everybody reads these.
Yeah, right.
But it does have
exactly.
So yeah, I'm gonna not break that trend, and we'll put that away.
Huh.
And go ahead and put this box in a box down over on the ground that you can't see, along with these things on the ground you can't see. And what else do we have in here? See that? And that's it. So you've got more different words that it could say, in case you wanted to catch that. And I'm putting this down on the ground that you can't see. And let us get in here. So we've got plastic. And I'm going to go ahead and unwrap the plastic. And we've got plastic on the ground. All right, so designed by Valve Corporation for Valve Corporation. Blah, blah, blah. LG Washington. Contents, video game machine case. So I'll show you that with probably better glare this time around. And there's some stuff in the back. Requires a Wi-Fi connection. All kinds of stuff there. See if you can see that. And then we got this little tag on this, which looks like a lock of some kind. And then the zipper. So it does seem to support a lock, which is cool. All right.
That's actually a good idea, considering.
Yeah, it is. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Oh, they have a little portal guy on the side of the box, too. They got portal guys everywhere. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put this down. And, oh, this is cool. All right. So before I get to that, I might need to cut this off. It's got valves lock. I don't know if this comes out. This is cool. They put a little valve lock on the side, but can I take this off without breaking it? Or do I have to cut it off? I hate to cut anything that's got Valve's logo on it. But I don't know.
Might have to finagle it with a pair of pliers or something.
Yeah, I think this is meant to be broken. Yeah, I think it's meant to be broken. It's a little thin plastic, cord that's holding it together. There's really nothing to it. So, sorry, Valve. I broke the. See, this is a pretty cool little tag. Right there, see? Valve's logo. But all I was holding was this, so I think it was meant to be broken. But before we open it, oh yeah, the 512 gig version, which is inside, is the upgraded case with a slightly fancier logo, and on the
Somebody
back,
turned that tag into a keychain. Anyway.
that's not a bad idea. So it's got this little phone baggy thing. I am not sure why. Maybe you could put headphones in here. Maybe you could put something that's yet to be discovered in here. Maybe the power adapter could fit in there. That's it.
Might be for the power adapter. Part of me was like, maybe throw some USB sticks in there just in case.
You could do that. I was also thinking Bluetooth keyboard.
Ooh.
It doesn't come with a keyboard. Yes. All right. So there's a little gap here for that baggie, right? And then this strap just kind of goes off. This is probably something you could lose, so you'd probably want to either not use it or make it very full so it stays in there well. Something if it's too thin and light, it probably would just fall out. All right. So yeah, see how deep? I don't know if you can see how deep that is, but it's probably more than a ½ inch. So it's substantial.
Stick a wallet in there. I don't know.
You could, or you could stick your 3DS in there. No, you couldn't. But you could stick PSP in there.
Ooh.
I think it might just fit. Barely.
Barely.
Sticks out a little. But a PSP Go will fit almost anywhere. So I'm good. Yep. Yeah. It fits.
Just about, actually.
Just about. It would slip out, but yeah. All right. Let us get to the meat and potatoes. Drum roll. Okay, here we go.
Oh, come on, I can't tell this forever.
All right, and here it is. It is upside down, so I'm gonna flip it around. There she blows, guys. Steam Deck. Okay.
Wow.
So, yes.
Oh,
That is, wow.
It's huge.
Okay.
Yes,
Dude.
it is. I
It
knew
reminds me
that.
of the Game Gear.
You're not the first to make that comparison. That's why it's often called the Gabe Gear. Gabe.
Oh!
Okay.
I just now got it. Made my face palm right there.
Steam Deck microfiber cloth for cleaning.
Nice.
Okay, so I guess we'll start with the front fascia features. Okay, all right. So here we have big 7. I think it's 7-inch screen. Steam button, which should be equivalent to Steam controller. Steam button, same thing. And then you've got equivalent to start and select. I think select and start, whatever. And then an extra button, which is unique to the Steam Deck. The 2 touchpads, which are equivalent to the 2 touchpads of the Steam controller, do the same thing. Then you have these joysticks, which seem really nice, honestly. Analog sticks. They can even tell when they have a capacitive sensor. So when you touch them, they can tell. And why that's important is that you can program controller profiles based on whether or not you're touching this. So pretty cool. D-pad, let me see how it feels. Seems pretty solid, actually. I don't really have the ability to straddle this camera here, but I'll try. Okay, and then the ABXY buttons. All right, and then 2 front firing speakers, and we've got our micro SD port right there. Okay, which I will use eventually. And then we'll go to the top. We've got our exhaust vent, our 3.5 millimeter. No, maybe I'll turn this a little bit easier to see. There we go. Actually helps. All right, the exhaust vent, the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which lots of things should include that do not these days.
Yeah.
Volume button right here. The charging port, little status light, and the power button. And then we have the bumpers, LNR bumpers, and the LNR triggers, which are analog triggers, which is great. All right, these feel like really nice triggers. Also, we have 2 extra buttons in the back. These are fully programmable via Steam input. You can do whatever you want them to, which is nice. And then here's your intake vent, valve logo, and that is all she wrote pretty much. Now, one thing to note is that I believe that might be a microphone. Not sure, but I believe it's a microphone. But one thing I do know that the Steam Deck has is gyro. Like a Nintendo Switch does, you can gyro with the Steam Deck. So, now that you were,
so cool.
before I turn it on, get to the obligatory, how big is it compared to? So compared to Nintendo Switch, you can see it's still larger. But I have to say, way more comfortable. I cannot, I don't like the Nintendo Switch. Like, my fingers just, no. So, my hands are too large. I do not like Joy-Cons. They're the worst invention ever, other than being portable. But this is very comfortable. It feels really solid. It doesn't twist. You know, it's really, really nice. For the nerds about us, here's a Gpd Win Max, which is also, well, you can't see it. I better move my stuff. This must go out of frame, and you must come into frame. Okay, so Gpd Win Max. Now this is a really cool device too. This was the best gaming handheld until the Steam Deck came out, but it is no longer current. And yeah, this is really neat because it has a full keyboard, gaming controls as well. But it is not as powerful as Steam Deck. Then we have an older and still smallest. This is the most pocketable gaming computer out that still has not been replaced. Like, this is a 6-inch screen, and it's almost the exact same size as a DS, right? A 3DS. And yet, and it runs Windows. But it is not nearly as powerful as any of these other devices, but it's still really cool. Great for visual novels, though. My wife uses them for that a lot. All right, and here's your 3DS, which is much smaller. And PS Vita, which is even smaller yet. And if you really want to dwarf it, here's your PSP Go. So, and Steam controller, obvious inspiration. So, all right, here we go. So, what do you guys want to see next? So I could just power it on, which is probably the most likely scenario shortly. But I will have to not show it to the screen when I need to input my private information. So I guess we'll do that. I'm going to do something terrible on a live stream and move the camera closer to me so that you can see this better. So let's see if I can make this work. All right, so I'm just going to charge this for the moment while I'm getting this figured out. Oh, the charging's on the top. It's good if you're holding it while using it. Oh, see, point light while it's charging. Great thing if you're holding it while using it. Not so great thing if you are, I don't know. It depends on how you like to charge things. Oh, it just turned on. I didn't tell it to do that. So I'm going to see if I can skip this forward. Give you guys a better view of the Steam Deck. Is this just charging? Okay, I'm going to turn off this light. There we go. Hopefully this looks good. All right. This might just be, I don't know if this is a charging screen or a boot up screen. I'm not sure. I didn't press the power button, so I'm not sure. All right, I'm going to give it a few seconds. If nothing happens in the next 20 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and press. It might just
be the charge up screen.
It could be, but I'm kind of surprised that they would do that. But because LCDs, I mean, I don't know. Why would you waste power to charge something, right? But I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to hold this button down for 2 seconds. Nothing happened. So what are you doing? Are you booting up for the first time? Are you going to crash on me and burn, like, because I got a defective one? Are you going to... Are you going to... do I have to be a rude human and do a forced power cycle? What are we doing here? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Oh, there we go. It's doing something. It's booted up. Very nice. Right, now this is interesting because it did haptic feedback initially, so that was kind of cool. All right, so I still speak English. It hasn't changed yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and choose that. All right. 6:19 p.m. That's got to be Pacific time. Yep. Okay. So, oh yeah, Steam menu button does something. Okay. This button is mushy. It's not great, but that's okay, I guess. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and press English because that's what I use. Okay. Yep. Not Pacific here. I am a Central King. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. You are not going to look at my Wi-Fi networks, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of my Wi-Fi networks while you're not looking. Boo. All right. Yes. Where's the what is it, the Wii music in the background when you need it?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the one. There you go. Perfect hold music, thank you. Okay, connection successful. No, it's perfect. All right, connection successful. All right, installing. It's doing stuff. Now I do know that there is an update just released today, or will be released today. Probably just released. I don't know. I heard that. As I mentioned earlier, I'm on the Gpd Devices Discord, and those guys are hardcore into portable devices. So anytime there's an update, anytime there's anything, I know immediately if I'm paying attention, because those guys are pretty hardcore. So they have. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Fox's YouTube channel, but he runs that. Well, he used to run that server. Now he's just a high-ranked participant. But he was one of the 3 people to get an early Steam Deck. Him, Gamers Nexus, and Lannis Tech Tips were the 3, and he was one of the first people in the world to see one. So
Wow.
yeah, so it's pretty neat getting to talk to him on occasion. But I get the inside scoop on this, so I've known about it before for a while. Okay, but I can't say anything. You know how that is. You have to be a good person and not leak leaks.
Of course. NDAs and all that.
Even though I didn't sign one, still, I'm a decent human being. Let's try pretend to be on TV. So, all right, so we've got 2 minutes and 53 seconds remaining while it's installing. So this is the 512 gig version. For those who don't know, there's a 64 and a 256, as well as the 512. This is the high-end one. We got this. We got the high-end one mostly. Well, BionicTaffy had that particular model on pre-order, which happened to be the same one I reserved, which worked out. But the other thing is that this is technically Christ Center Gamers property, not mine. That's the way things go sometimes. So we decided that opening it up was something that I didn't want to do day one for somebody else's property. If it was mine, I would buy the 64, buy a terabyte SSD, and just put it in myself. That's what I would do with my money. But I'm also the kind of guy who has opened all of these devices, almost all of them, at one point or another. So it's not a big deal to me to open a device like that. But I just wanted to let you guys know that if you are pinching pennies and you're technical, I do recommend considering that as an option. Is buying the 64 gig, because let's face it, any gameable computer for $399, that's incredible value. But Valve did say that they sold more of the high-end models than the low-end ones, which surprised them. So this might be one of those cases where Steam Deck 2 might not even offer it at that low of a price point. So I think it's just one of those, they wanted to hit the price, they sacrificed some things to get there because they want this to be successful and they want Linux gaming to be successful. Because for those who do not know, I'm sure most of you do, but Steam Deck runs a customized Arch Linux made by Valve. So
with the modified KDE Plasma desktop environment.
Yeah, but about that, it only uses KDE Plasma when you go to desktop mode. When you are in Steam Deck or in the Steam OS, like playing a game, KDE isn't even running. It's when you exit to desktop mode that KDE launches. That's the default configured. I think KDE was a very good choice. KDE looks a lot like Windows. It behaves sanely and is very customizable. So I'm glad they chose KDE. I think it's one of the best desktops out there right now for Linux. But okay, it's just shutting down Steam and it's restarting again because the operating system updates. So you're going to see the latest version, which may have features that have not even been really discussed for very long. Because it just came out. So, Valve is very actively updating SteamOS on a regular basis because they're constantly adding new features. They've done some really cool stuff with SteamOS. there are things that you couldn't do if you didn't control, manage the whole platform. It's almost console-like in some ways, especially for games that just work. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. And I already run Linux about 30 or 40% of the time on my computers. Um, and so I do know how gaming on Linux works these days. It works pretty well, and it's very impressive, and it's getting better every day. In no small part because of Valve's financial and developer support of the open source Linux community for gaming. So it's pretty great. It's kind of funny that, I've been following Linux for over 20 years. I actually do Linux administration professionally outside of Christ Center Gamer. That's literally my day job. So I know a few things about it. And I've been doing this for a little while. And I've watched Linux gaming go from, oh, that's cool that those 3 or 4 really fun games work on it. Like Unreal Tournament had a Linux version that ran better than the Windows version. I know I'm dating myself a little bit, but UT99 ran awesome on Linux. And then they made UT 2004 and 2003, and they had Linux versions. I think 2004 did. I don't know if 2003 did, but. And there were a few other games like Quake and stuff like that that had Linux versions, and it was great. This was, seemed like things were getting better. Games were being ported, and then it all just hit a wall. Mid to late 2000s, just ports stopped happening for a long time. Linux gaming basically just died. And then it got a little bit better when Humble Bundle and Steam both started supporting Linux as an operating system. When Valve did the Steam OS 1.0 push for the Steam machines back in like 2014, 13, 14, 15, so somewhere around there. Because they saw that with Windows 8's release with Microsoft Store, that Valve needed a hedge against Microsoft becoming bad. So then they started hiring Linux developers. They started working on Linux's gaming ecosystem. And I think they had the Steam Deck in their twinkly eye way back then. And the reason I say that is because it wasn't too many years after that that they started hiring developers for AMD graphics drivers, specifically. You don't do that unless you have a plan. Because they, and now the Steam Deck is based on AMD systems on a chip, right? It uses AMD graphics.
I love history lessons like this. This is so fascinating.
Yeah. Me too.
Glad to be of service. But also as I was getting at before, did it shut off and just stay off, or is it still rebooting? Wine, which is the Windows, Wine is not an emulator. It's a Windows compatibility layer. Has been trying to run Windows applications since Windows 3.11, like late 90s. It was targeting Windows 3.11, and it's eventually targeted. Is this on or not? Eventually targeted. Man, there's a little line right here. It's going to drive me absolutely crazy. I need that microfiber cloth. Where are you, Valve microfiber cloth? Valve microfiber cloth. Where are you? Okay. I haven't found you yet. How very rude. Oh, that's because it's in the wrong spot. I'm looking in the wrong place. I'll never find it. So with Wine, I remember trying to run games on Wine mid-late 2000s. It was not great. It was okay. The Wine developers did amazing work, but there's only so much you can do. They were always chasing Microsoft, which is understandable. They still are technically, but they were always chasing, and they were not. They couldn't quite catch up. And this is also a time of rapid development with DirectX 8 and then 9 and then 10 and then 11. If you remember the late 2000s, I think 2009 was. Let's see, DirectX 9 was with Windows XP, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and then that would have been early 2001, 2002, and then. You seem to. So I'm wondering about doing Windows and tours for Linux specifically on the deck because I'm a heavy PC Windows user and I'm trying to learn Linux. Well, I don't know. I never really considered that. Christ Center Gamer is not primarily a Linux channel, even if I know a thing or two about it. But I'll think about it. If you join, I don't know if you're one of our existing Discord users, but if you'd like to join our Discord, we can talk about it, and I can get some ideas from what you're interested in, and we can talk about it. Okay. So it looks like it's booting up, so that's great. And so anyway, so yeah, so basically what happened is that after years of wine getting better, but it was primarily focusing on Office applications for a long, long time. Like they really cared about running Microsoft Office and stuff like that. Like there were ways to get Internet Explorer 4 and 5 to run on Linux, which there was really no point to doing so because, I mean, Chrome and Firefox existed. You know, Firefox, or it may have been earlier versions like Mozilla. Yeah, Mozilla and then Firefox. It was Mozilla, Phoenix, Firefox. That was the order. But yeah. Hey, Bam Bam, thanks for joining. Feel free to join our voice chat too, since I know you're on our Discord. Yeah, that's too bad, but you get to see it now. So, okay, and it actually looks like it logged in. So now we get to do the fun part. Okay, last part of the history lesson real quick. So basically, several years back, several projects were created. One was obviously wine itself, and it's still critically important, and wine is still used today in Valve's Proton, which I'll get to in a moment. And then there was DXVK, which basically when Vulkan happened, when AMD worked with the other, was instrumental in creating Vulkan, and then NVIDIA and everybody else got together and made Vulkan the open API to compete with DirectX that replaces OpenGL, because OpenGL was aging and was too high level and couldn't take advantage of a lot of advanced features of hardware, and it had limit. It was just not. Everything was starting to become more and more about performance above everything else. Like developers can work harder. We want better performance, and Vulkan, along with DirectX 12, enables that. And AMD's Mantle API effort was really the driving force behind both of those. And when Mantle, even though Mantle never became much, AMD gifted to Kronos Group, which is the open consortium behind OpenGL. They gave them Vulkan source code and said, here, use this, make something better. And NVIDIA says, yep, I agree. So, and Intel says, yep, I agree. So they all got together and made what became Vulkan. So that became critical for Linux gaming success. And also high-end Android games use it too. Apple does not. I don't want to go on an Apple rant. Please don't go on an Apple rant.
Please don't go on an Apple rant.
Okay, good. All right. So, anyway, and so so DXVK was a critical component of what became modern Proton, which is what drives. So Valve created Proton. They took Wine, DXVK, and a few other components that were out of the Wine's tree, and put them all together, and then customize them for Steam so that they launch using Steam's platform. Open sourced everything but Steam. Steam is not open source, but Proton is, and all of its pieces are open source. And that is how along with working with drivers, so AMD drivers, Valve developers are working directly with AMD on making AMD drivers better for Linux. Yeah, I mean, all these things came together, and now we have an operating system that is, I could say, made by a bunch of hobbyists, but that's not really true. Red Hat and Intel and IBM and all these companies, well, IBM is Red Hat now. Red Hat's IBM. Whatever. Anyway, the point is that a lot of big companies contribute to Linux, but they don't. Not too many of them focus on the gaming space, right? Valve is one of them. So we have to thank Valve for all the work they've been doing to making Linux amazing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and log in, and you can't see this part. Sorry, guys. So let's see. We need the Wii music again.
Sing with me. I forgot the rest. What song is that?
That's the Wii menu.
It's the Wii menu. I think it's the Wii Shop theme.
Yes, that is exactly right.
Okay.
Okay, can I type my password? Yes. Remember me on this device. Okay, so yeah, you can see it. This says remember me on this device, so it shouldn't ask me for a password after this.
Right. I just realized that the Wii Shop theme almost sounds like the shop theme from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. That was probably the inspiration. Anyway, that was a tangent. Sorry.
It's okay. I need my Steam mobile code. There it is. Steam Guard, because I'm a smart person and I don't like to give away my Steam account. All right, so I'm touching the touch screen and it does let me, pops up the keyboard, so that's cool.
That's debatable.
What's debatable?
That smart person part.
Okay, now I'm signing me in. Loading user data. So the real fun part is figuring out what games to download. Now, this is interesting. Oh, it's doing something in the background. Oh, I'm actually causing... I'm going to turn up the volume so you guys can hear it on the stream. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up. Can you hear this thing making noise? I don't really have it. Okay. All right. So I think I just accidentally bypassed all of the prompts because I was pushing buttons. But yeah, all right. So we've got... So the quick settings is on this side. We've got brightness.
Wait, let me push the buttons.
Well, come over to my house.
It's a long walk.
Well, okay then. All right. So, okay, here's the brightness. This is how... Really, bro? No, I don't want to show off my friends yet. Okay. Brightness gets that dim and that bright. Up to that much.
So there's on-screen and you can use on-screen and the controllers.
Yes. Audio is currently maxed. Microphone volume. Other airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, night mode, controller, game rumble, yes please, Steam Hactics. All right, cool. All right, and then it's got favorites. I don't really know what kind of favorites are there. Maybe you can, okay, so there's people. Oh, look at that, people. All right, and then notifications. I have unclaimed rewards. I will do that off screen. Not right now. Well, I think what it is when you get a Steam Deck, you can like get a custom keyboard and a few other little like profile stuff. Yeah, I think it's only on the 512 version that they give you profile stuff. All right, now this is cool. All right, now this is one of the cool things that Valve did that is completely unique to the Steam Deck. Because they control the hardware and the software, they do cool stuff. All right, so okay, that's helped nothing. Performance tab. All right, first of all, you got performance projected battery life, in this case 4 hours, because I'm doing nothing. As soon as I start a game, that drops dramatically. We've got performance overlay. So if I turn this on, little numbers and stuff will show. Whoops, really, bro? Little numbers and stuff will show up on the upper left of the screen.
Ooh.
And advanced view lets you do even more cool things. Now these are awesome. Now this is the default in game-specific settings. All right. Steam Deck allows you to adjust individual performance settings like refresh rate, frame limit, TDP, etc. for the system as a whole, as well as on a pure game basis. If the title doesn't have a game-specific performance profile, or is not toggled on, default settings will be used. Got it. All right, so I'm going to leave default for basics, but what this allows you to do is, okay, if you've ever played a game, you should know what a frame rate is if you've played a PC game, right? I'm trying to get this thing focused. I don't know if, there it is. Okay, good. This lets you customize the frame rate.
Ooh.
Between 15, 30, 60, and off. Now, why would you want to do this? Now, the reasons you would want to do this is, let's say you care about battery life. You're not at home. You don't have an AC adapter sitting right there. Okay? And you want to be able to play the game for 2-3 hours or 4 hours. Say it's a longer flight. And so you can drop the frame rate down to 30 instead of 60. And all of a sudden your battery life goes up 30%, 40%, because it doesn't have to render as many frames. Or let's say you're playing a game and you get about 45 frames per second all the time, and it stutters, you know, because it kind of goes between 30 and 60, and it's kind of stuttery, and you're just like, you know, this isn't really working for me. Then you can do the same thing and get, you know, drop your frame rate down to 30. And then you get more battery life. And so here's another thing they added recently. Now this is truly epic. This is truly epic. Now not only can you customize the frame rate limit, okay, you can customize the refresh rate. And you can customize the refresh rate in 1 hertz down to 40. Now why would you want this? The reason you would want this is because they have found through playtesting that most people find that 60 hertz looks great but kills battery. 30 hertz, also known as Nintendo Switch mode, barely is playable. It's playable, but you can feel the performance drop. Like 30 hertz, it's sluggish to respond, and the things don't move that smoothly, and you can kind of tell. What they've found is that 40 hertz is a really nice happy medium. It feels dramatically better than 30, but close enough to 60 that it's playable for a lot of games.
Wait a minute, is that hertz or frame rate?
Same thing. It's literally the same thing. So what it is you turn on you drop the refresh rate to 40 and turn on VSync, and what do you have? 40 hertz refresh rate. It's or frame rate. It's the same. If you have VSync off, then it doesn't do that. But if you have it on, which is usually the default in most games, and if you drop the refresh rate down, 60 just became 40. See, look at that. See the frame rate limit dropped based on your refresh rate. So when I had it at 60, my frame rate was 10 or 15, 30, and 60. If I drop it down to 50 hertz refresh rate, it goes to 12, 25, and 50 as your options for the frame limit. And if I drop my refresh rate down to 40, I'd go 10, 20, and 40 as my frame limits. This is fantastic for battery life. It really, really makes a difference. The Fox has done extensive testing on what this does to battery life on the Steam Deck, and it is significant depending on the game. Now, if you are playing like a pixel platformer, probably doesn't make much difference, really. But if you're playing like Control or a 3D game that heavily uses the 3D graphics, you're gonna get a way more battery life when you drop the refresh rate down. So yeah, this is really cool.
Why do they have a 0 setting?
Why don't they have a 0 setting? Because most of the time it doesn't have a 0 setting.
You said there was a
He's
0.
pulling our leg.
It has an off for frame rate limit, which you never want to use on a portable device. Frame rate limit off means it'll render as many frames as it can as soon as it can, which is typically default on a desktop computer or a gaming laptop that's plugged in. And in those cases, you want that, right? Because you want your game to be as fast as you care. And I don't care about the Earth, obviously. But if you are playing this on a handheld where you care about the Earth, I mean the battery life, because there's a selfish benefit there, see, not the Earth. Then there's you can turn it down and you can make that compromise. There is no gaming system on the planet that lets you do this. This is crazy.
That's nice. That is wow.
Especially with a single button press. Now you can do it in Windows if you tweak and you know what you're doing and you know how to mess with frame rate limiters and you know how to press, but not this easily. Not this easily. So this is really cool. Okay, there's even more that they let you do. This is a tweaker's paradise, as I was saying. All right, I wish this would focus. I want this to focus. Come on, camera. Okay. I don't know if I can be able to do that. I'm just going to have to read it to you. The next thing says half rate shading. Applies variable rate shading to save power. What this does is this is an advanced, it's a driver / API feature for Vulkan and OpenGL, or not OpenGL, and DirectX. But what it does is it tells your graphics driver to render the edges of the screen and non-focused content at a lower level of detail than the center. For example, let's say you're driving a racing game like WRC, which I think works on Steam Deck. It should. It works on my laptop in Linux, so there's a good chance it works. And your car is in the middle of the road, right? And you're driving, and it looks cool, right? But those people on the side, they're just zooming by, right? And you don't really look at them. So would you notice if they were rendered at half the resolution? Probably not. That's what this does. That's what half rate shading does. Now this is awesome. Thermal power TDP limit. you can customize right from the Steam graphics interface the TDP power limit. Now, what is a TDP power limit? TDP is portable devices like the Steam Deck and this one and all these. They use a certain amount of power when they're operating, right? So some software, like opening Notepad, doesn't use a lot of power. You can do that with a calculator watch. But if you are trying to play a game, depending on the game, like again, a visual novel, doesn't use a lot of power. But a 3D, high-speed game, definitely an issue. So what this allows you to do is manually override the default power usage of the game and specify it to where you want it. For example, let's say you're again on that flight and you are already decided to turn the frame rate down to 30. And you're like, you know what? I want to drop my watts used down to 3. Don't ever drop it down to 3 if you're not playing a visual novel. It'll drive you crazy. But maybe 5 or 7 or 10 might make a lot of sense. Right? And then you'll get 6+ hours out of this because you drop the TDP down. You're limiting what the computer can use. You'll never hear the fan because it won't turn on because it's not using any juice. And your battery life will be better. Pretty cool. But if all you care about is frame rate because your power adapter's right there, leave it at 15, and if it doesn't disturb your neighbors that you can hear the fan, so be it. Manual GPU clock control. Again, how many OSs have this built in? What this allows you to do is to cap the maximum graphics clock frequency. The default is 1600 megahertz. For most 3D games, that's probably what you want. But you can drop it down as low as 200. Again, playing that visual novel, playing a game that's older, like let's say you're playing a 5 or 10-year-old game that doesn't need, it is 3D, but you want to get better battery life. Or it's a game that's CPU limited instead of graphics card limited, right? Let's say you're playing Civilization, which does work on the Steam Deck, by the way. And you care more about how long it takes to wait between turns than you do how pretty it looks. Turn down the graphics clock frequency. There you go. And this is awesome as well. The final piece of the performance tuning puzzle. Scaling filter. Now, one ways of gaining more performance out of your game is to turn down the resolution, right? That's as old as PC gaming, right? Well, since 3D accelerator PC gaming, not really the pixel variation in the 90s and 80s. But what this lets you do is customize the scaling filter to get better performance. Hey, AJ. Thanks. So what this lets you do is linear is the default. It's basically a linear upscale. Pretty straightforward. Like, it just takes the resolution, applies a very simple filter, makes it fit your screen, basically. Nearest is very similar to that. They're both slightly different. I don't remember the math differences. I have to see it, and then it would intuitively describe it, but I can't do that right now. And then integer is another one that's great for pixel games. Like, let's say your pixel game renders at, like a GBA resolution or something like that. Modern pixel platformers do that sometimes. Integer scaling keeps the sharp edges of the pixels, even though it's blown up to 1280 by 800.
Oh, that drives me nuts when they don't do that.
Yeah. So that's what integer scaling is for. The last one is the coolest one by far. This is FSR. For those who've been following gaming heavily knows what this is already. But what this is AMD's FSR 1.0 built into the operating system. What that does is, let's say you're playing a game that you want better performance or you want lower battery life or whatever, so you want to play it at a lower resolution. Now this is a 720p screen, well technically slightly higher. It's 1280 by 800, the same resolution that this Gpd Win Max uses. Now this one used a 1280 by 720. You may ask, why would you want those extra 80 pixels? I'm glad you asked. 2 reasons. One is, 4.3 games really like those extra pixels.
Wait, why would you want those extra pixels?
I'm glad you asked. two reasons, as I was just in the middle of describing. One is that 4.3 games have much smaller pillar boxes, right? So let's say you're playing an emulator or an older game that runs at 4.3 resolution, which was the standard for like 20 years of PC gaming, right? Like old TVs, and they have pillar boxes. Well, if it's an ultra wide or 16:9, they'll have pretty thick bars. 16:10, which is what this is, has much smaller bars, much smaller. And conversely, if you're playing a 16:9 program on this, it has small bars on the bottom. So it's a really good compromise resolution. I remember I had a 1920 by 1200 monitor a long time ago, and I loved that resolution, and you can't buy them anymore that size. But I loved it at the time. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, I forgot. Middle of a conversation. Anyway, that's what happens when you get older. Just forget things. See that gray hair right there? Yeah, it's good there. Okay, so yeah. Oh yeah, the other reason. Got it. Came back to me. The other reason is because a lot of programs require a minimum of 768 vertical pixels. Particularly older games. They run at 1024 by 768. And some 3D games, but it's mostly older ones. It's just time has found that a lot of programs don't work right if you don't have at least 768 vertical pixels. That is why a lot of cheaper laptops will have 1366 by 768, a weird resolution, right? But that 768 is the reason for that resolution. It's so that most programs work. You will often find like you can't hit the OK button at the bottom of the screen because the pixels are the OK button is off the screen, that kind of thing.
Oh, well, geez.
Yeah, that happens. If you've ever tried to use, like I have had one of these, right, with only a 720p screen, and I've launched programs with a launcher that you can't hit the OK button because it's off the screen. That having a 1280 by 800 screen mostly eliminates that issue. All right, last thing I'm going to show you guys. Other than diagnostics at the bottom, is this checkbox called Show Perf Overlay in Steam. What this does is it shows you on your screen as you are playing a performance overlay, so you can see how fast your game's running, your frame rate, how much power you're using, so you can tweak these other settings and optimize your game experience, and then turn off the overlay unless you're really like watching it all the time. But it helps you optimize the gaming experience for you. So that was long of description, but Valve has added a whole lot of really cool stuff into performance overlay. So, all right, now here's the home Steam menu. I wish this camera was better, but unfortunately my better camera died, as I showed you. Here is the here's what the Steam button brings up, which is very similar to regular Steam, where you got home and library and store, friends and chat, media, downloads, and power. These are all my library is really humongous. I'm reviewing this game, so I'm going to install this one. But I mean, no, I can play remotely without installing. It supports Steam streaming, right? So you don't have to install it if you have a local. Oh, it's asking me about. Okay, so I'm trying to install the game here. Let me just go back. But before I do that, I'm going to install something quick. I will install. Right, you know, where's my library? Library. All right, here we go. I want to go to my review games. Okay, so these are great on deck. Interesting. Okay, non-Steam. You can add non-Steam shortcuts. And there's collections. Oh yeah, my review collection. That's what I was looking for. I wanted to install something to be quick. Gravatar. I did a stream on Gravatar recently. It's also only like 400 megs. So I know I can install it quickly and show you guys that it works. All right, so install. Now the funny thing here is there's a Linux version of this. I don't know why it doesn't know how current compatibility is when there's an actual Linux version of this program. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and install it. And it's downloading. And I have pretty fast internet. So hopefully it doesn't take very long. It's verifying. It's done. All right. Cool.
Neat.
I want to see if I can do something real quick. In in the regular Steam desktop client, you can allow downloads during gameplay. Oh, there's a software update for Steam. All right, we'll have to do that in a second. But I want to make sure that I can do software downloads during gameplay because that would drive me absolutely off the wall if I can't. Allow downloads here in gameplay. Good. Throttle downloads while streaming. I'll turn that off for now. All right. So, and here's your Steam storage library. You can see I only have one game on here right now. Yeah. So, add games to library to add product code. We'll also have to use that. All right. You can see all the different computers that I have that are connected to the Steam Deck because I have 2 computers in my house right now that happen to have Steam running. This laptop I'm streaming from being one of them. Oh, you can do library sharing on this device. That's interesting. All right, and downloads and just 2 little friends of chat. But you can see that they really optimized, customized, however you want to look at
Somebody died.
it. Yeah, did we lose somebody?
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
Well, actually,
that's too
hopefully they're okay.
well. At least you're here with us. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
We've still we've got Solid Russell. Why is my no? That was annoying. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that post. Jeez, I have one of these Razer Naga mice, and the 9 button got stuck.
Oops.
Yeah, exactly. All right, back to what we are doing.
What were you doing?
I don't know, what else was I doing? Okay. All right, so yeah, oh, you can change the brightness again. That's interesting. Oh, it's got adaptive brightness, I see. So that means it must have a sensor for that. Enable night mode tint, all kinds of stuff you can do in here. Huh. Oh, somebody's playing Gurumin. Great game, highly recommended. Okay, oh, let's, all right. Yay. All right. Oh, wait. Actually, I want to do that one quick thing. I like battery percentage. I'm a nerd. I like to see every stat possible. Thank you. 68%. Okay. What is that little exclamation point? Oh, it's the update. So that looks like it really wants me to do that. Interesting. All right. Well, I'm going to wait a little longer. I already have Gravatar downloaded. I'm going to tell it to download this in the background. Yeah, I know about the compatibility because I played it on Linux myself. So how do I scroll this? Okay, there we go. Accept. All right, is it going to install or is it still thinking about it? Downloading. Okay, cool. So, oh, darn it. Did I accidentally? Okay, I paused it. All right. So I'm going to leave this downloading while we play, and I'm going to launch Gravatar because I quickly downloaded it. Right? And let's check this out. Let's see what it looks like. Can we use the recommended settings? Okay. Can you guys hear the game?
No.
No? Because I know this microphone and is you know, I have to hold it to my face probably for it to pick anything up.
Yeah.
All right, so it says press space to play, but I can also press the button. There we go, it's working. Cool. So you can see graphics settings, full screen resolution 100. Oh, this is the Linux version. Okay. All right, so it's got resolution choices. Interesting. Okay. Oh, it went from 100 to pick a resolution. That's interesting. All right. All right. And then we've got audio. And then gameplay. Turn on vibration. I want to see how vibration works with this. This game is brutally difficult, in case you're wondering. I don't know how easy this is going to be for me. I think I'm going to have to rotate this and put the laptop between me and the Steam Deck. So you're going to have to tell me if you can see anything. Can you see the game?
No.
Not yet.
You should be able to see it.
Is it a little higher?
How's that?
There you go, that's good.
So you can see that?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and, I guess, I'll go to arcade mode. So you can see here it's working really well. Whoa! Oh, I forget the controls. What am I, there, okay, so it's trigger, and then, so right trigger to okay, that's to shoot. I played this once on a stream and I died so many times, it was very sad. This is running really, really well. I mean, I should expect it to. It's not super high resolution or anything, but still, jeez.
It's
All right.
asteroid with gravity.
It's not quite. It is, but it isn't. It's definitely inspired by asteroids, but it's also has a gravity aspect to it, and it is.
Asteroid with gravity.
Okay, so see this. I have to activate this. I have to activate this in order to see. Now I just gotta.
Asteroids with gravity.
a point.
It isn't, but it's asteroids with gravity. Okay.
Okay, I just got a beacon, so, or I just got a power up. Oh, actually, that's a really powerful power up. So.
The voice of my voice.
It's annoying.
Oh, well, you guys are on Discord and see it real time. Whoops. Whereas the viewers, the viewers of the Twitch, do not have that benefit. So.
I don't think you're sharing your screen, honestly, over on Discord.
I'm not, because it's a pain in the butt. Oh. Yeah, I don't think that it's easier to watch it on Twitch and listen to it on Discord because, A, I have stuff on the Twitch stream that is hard to share on Discord as well. Plus, it is high resolution. All right, so I beat the first planet. Yay, me. So yeah, this game is working well. I didn't expect it not to, but it's working really well. Oh, I just got kicked out. That was very rude of it to do that. There we go. I'm actually doing pretty well. I don't normally, like, survive very long on this game, so I'm doing okay. Of course, the last time I played was missions, and missions are so hard. Darn it. This game is actually semi-roguelite in the sense that, well, it's not really. I mean, the levels are randomly generated, so like every time you play, it's, you know, it's different. So after I die, which is inevitable, I get. Oh, come on!
Don't hit that.
Oh, I lost the power-ups. They're gone. Darn it! It gives you bonuses if you get the power-ups, but not for me. Oh, no. All right, I have to go back down. Which direction is gravity? Not always down. It's actually to whatever you happen to be closest to object-wise. So it's kind of annoying. All right. Okay. This game is actually really fun to play on this. I just have to say it. The controls are so comfortable. Oh no! Okay.
At least you can not blame the controller this time.
Yeah. No, the controllers are honestly. The controller is really nice. The controller feels so good to use. The triggers have a slight rumble. Oh, it's not the triggers I'm feeling. It's the touchpad. That's right. So in the Steam Deck, they don't have rumble motors. What they do is the touchpads have tactical haptic feedback.
Ooh.
And so when you feel rumble, it actually uses the touchpad to do the rumble. So yeah, oh darn it. It's kind of interesting. Yay, Proton 7 download. Yay. Oh, come on, don't do that. So it looks like some of my downloads are complete, which is important. Yay, Sophie's done. Oh, goodness sakes. All right. Game over. Now you get to see what a 3D game looks like because I just died. And I want to play Sophie. And I know Sophie works in Linux because I played it. And you get to see her Weeb. And I have a Weeb game, and I like Weeb games.
See the screen.
You can't see the screen? Oh, did I slowly sync? Is that better?
Yes, you did. Very slowly.
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to do that. How's that? Is that better?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Stream close up. All right.
All right.
There we go.
I'm going to play my Weeb game. And I know at least some of you are anime fans, so it'll be fine.
Dick.
Some of you.
Some of us. Okay.
Some of you. So, I don't know which Proton version they have. I know Proton Experimental.
Cute anime voice girl. Yeah. Okay.
What was that?
You're in the same room with a voice actor. You realize? Anyway.
Oh, I just realized I can see the reflection of the stream on screen. And then I can actually see where I'm at. That's kinda cool.
Okay.
Okay. So, apparently, the videos do not work in the version of Proton currently installed. I wonder if I can change that. Let me see. Let me see. Library. Properties. Compatibility. Proton Experimental. Yes, give me that, please. That. Now, do I have to tell it to... Probably have to tell it to quit the game. Whoops. Okay, so I'm going to end the game and see if I can launch it with Proton Experimental. Because that's how I've been playing it on my desktop and laptop. And I'm curious if it's... How do I get to the downloads? So did it go download a Proton Experimental? Or did it not work, or what? I'm trying to figure this out. Developer. Oh, that's kind of cool. Huh. You can, like, do stuff right from there. Alright, compatibility. Alright, Proton Experimental. Alright. Now, will it download it now? Is that how this works? Downloading content. There it is. So what Proton Experimental gives me is partial video support. So you didn't see the intro video because it skipped it. Because the most recent version of release Proton does not support videos on this game. See how it just did download complete Proton Experimental? But Proton Experimental is the latest in development version of Proton, and it happened to add video support. Partial video support.
Which part? Top, bottom, left?
Yeah. So the way it works is, and this is based on me playing it quite a few hours on my laptop, like 5-ish maybe, on Linux, maybe even more, is that full screen videos work, embedded videos don't. There it is. See, now we have an intro video where the anime girls do anime things. And everybody's happy and smiles because you can't help it. There's no other emotion in these games. See? And look at all that Japanese language being flooded. Okay. Now I should be able to skip that video with the start button, which it did work. And I'm very curious what the default graphic settings are going to be. So it defaults to high. We may turn that down, but I found it interesting that it would do that. Oh. So one thing I have noticed about this game, which is kind of cool, it does support super sampling in the form of setting the resolution higher than your screen. That's not really what I'm going to do right now, but found that interesting. Okay, so let's see how well this works. Because this game is 3D, and it has pretty good graphics, all things considered. So, yeah, this isn't bad at all. Wow. All right, let's time for nerd time. Performance overlay time. 36 frame rate. And then it gives you CPU, battery, remaining time in charge, API version, frame time, even more detail, VRAM used, RAM used, and there's the killer. Every thread, or every core usage, fan level, the RPM of the fan, whether FSR is on or off. Look at that. Oh yeah, this is gonna be cool. All right, now remember earlier FSR chart. Oh, scan the filter something FSR already. Oh, really? I thought it. Okay. I thought it said FSR off. That's interesting. Well, maybe it's because I'm at max resolution already. That's probably why. So yeah, remember I said earlier we could turn down the frame rate? Currently it's set to 60, but it's only getting 36, right? So why don't I drop the frame rate down to 40? And look at it. Battery life may change, maybe not. I don't know, honestly. And let's turn the performance overlay off because it's silly. And let's see if it seems any different. It's got a little more motion blur, but it's really not that much different. That is so cool. All right. And so now we can walk around town in our weeb land of smiles and rainbows.
Thank goodness it's only that. If it were actually anime, there would be some really dark undercurrents under there.
Well, I'm sure there are. I haven't gotten to them yet. Let me let me see how much different it looks at 60 frames, because I can definitely tell the performance is lower than I'd like. Yeah, see, it's using motion blur to cover my low frame rate. Let me see what my frame rate actually is. See, this is a tweaker's nightmare. I mean, paradise.
Nightmare? Paradise.
Yeah, it depends on how you look at it.
Depends.
If you're the kind of person who always wants to know stuff, yeah, see, now it's at 18 frames per second, 16 and 17. That's why 40 frames per second it wasn't good enough. Because this game, in this area, because there's a lot of stuff, see the draw distance is bad. You know, there's a lot there. Remember how I said earlier, though, that I thought this game should not run on high? So now we drop it to overall quality standard. And we'll turn off the anti-aliasing. And then... okay, let's go like that. And now, whoa, look at that. We've got 30 frames per second. Much smoother. Now let's say I want to check out FSR. Because I do. So, I want to get even better performance out of this little guy. So I'm going to drop this down to... that's a pretty painful. Let's try that one. Alright. Now, everything looks worse. Not as bad as I thought it would, honestly. But let's go ahead and turn up the FSR. Is FSR on? It might actually already be on. Let me see.
I'll be right back. I think I hear doorbells.
Sure. FSR is on, yep. So now we have FSR, which for upscaling, and now we are getting 35 frames per second. And this looks way better. Way better. It's consistently over 30 frames. And it wasn't before. Before it was dipping. Yeah, this is great. Medium, drop the resolution, FSR, making the difference. It really doesn't look that bad either. This is very playable. And this is in Linux, and it amazes me how well this works in Linux. I mean, I was playing on my laptop at high refresh rates, and I'm just like, man.
So what AAA games can we play on here?
AAA. How did you find that? Well, let's see. I'd have to install some. That's the fun bit, right? Let me see if I can go to library while this game is running. Yep, game is still running.
Yeah, visual novel and a.
Let's try.
Live.
Looking for Street Fighter or something like that, maybe. I know Street Fighter 4 should work.
Something with really heavy graphics.
Heavy graphics. You want something heavy.
Yeah,
heavy.
Something that's really puts a load on it.
Really puts a load on it, huh? Alright, let's see. I have a very large library, but I don't have every game. You know what's supposed to work? In my review queue, I have Mech Warrior 5. This should work. It's considered playable. It has... okay, alright. But this is... it says it's compatible. Let me see.
Only in German.
It's not German, bro. Okay, alright, downloading.
Only in Swahili.
Alright, this will take a little while, though, to download. I would like to... like, this works in Linux as well. This game is really fun. This is probably a good example of one that would fit your quality requirements. And it's smaller than the other games, so I think we'll go with this one. Download queue.
So now you said this kind of works like the Steam Link too, right? Where you can have something running on your computer.
That is correct. Would you like to see how that works?
I was gonna say, so could you play like some of the heavier graphical type games
Yes.
at better graphics that way?
I can. So let us try this. Let us Steam from my desktop. Okay.
Ooh.
Why is it not saying play? I'm pretty sure I have it installed. Steam Remote Play. Instead of renting the game, will stream it to your computer. The experience depending on network performance. Okay, EULAs. It has to quit my other game. Are you going to do that? Or are you going to keep it running? It hasn't quit Atelier yet. Do I have to manually quit it? I don't even know. Now this game actually does run on Linux, Neo 2, but I don't want to wait for it. So, this is going to really test my Wi-Fi. Because I'm downloading at the same time, if you guys don't recall.
I might have to bow out. I have a guest that came in.
Aw. Okay, well, real life is real life. You gotta do what you gotta
I
do.
was really enjoying this, but I'm sorry.
It's okay. Hey, whatever you gotta do. Whoops. Oh, I just realized my desktop is running Linux at the moment. I probably should have picked... I hope this runs okay. It should. I'm not looking at my stream here. You guys are. So how many do we still have? Let's see.
So here.
Awesome. Still got a few of you.
Just Navi and me.
Okay.
So the Steam Deck doesn't link to Linux Steam?
It does. I'm just saying that the reason it's taking so long to start, and hopefully it doesn't have any bugs, is because Linux to Linux, the game is...
You'd think it'd be better than it would be Linux to Windows.
Well, Windows is better optimized as a host, I guess. All right, I have to quit. I have to quit this one. So let me go ahead and do that. Is there a way to hit escape? Yeah, see. I'm trying to figure out how to Alt F4 this. Exit game. Maybe this is the way. Okay, I just did a force quit. Okay. It wanted to start the Neo 2, but it says, hey, you're playing a game somewhere else. So that is an interesting quirk that we ran into. All right, so let me try to exit both of them. And then see if it lets me...
Yeah, how many games can you have loaded on it at one time before it bogs it down?
Yeah, well, you probably can only have one running at a time. I don't know what it's doing. It's doing a lot of swirling at the moment.
I hate when that happens.
And I'm very impatient, generally. Okay, what are you going to do here? I may have confused my, I may have confused my desktop downstairs, which means it may be in no condition to stream anything. Of course, I'm an entire floor away from it, so I can't check that. And I also have a download running. I am definitely stressing it, because look, we've got downloads happening at 50 megabytes per second. Go me. These things finished. This is a 54 gig. This one's only like a third of that size. I'm going to pause you. This one is only 15 gig instead of 13 gig instead of... Oh, I guess it's... Okay. Five minutes remaining. I don't know how many this one said before. I should have paid attention to that. It's going quickly. I have a fast internet here, thankfully. All right. I don't know why it's doing that swirly thing. I think it was trying to launch Neo 2 and it got confused. Steam streaming is great when it works. It is known to have quirky behaviors, though. It would not be the first time that Steam got stupid when something went wrong on a stream. I've seen it happen on my own, before.
I thought that just comes with old age.
Yeah, there's that too. All right. Games. Great on deck. Let's see what great on deck games. I want to show you something that's strenuous on the system. Technically, I already did. I know it's not your style of game, but technically, that weeb game is strenuous.
I don't care about style. I just want to know what something that's puts a load on.
Oh, this one. This one puts a load on it. Let me see if there's anything else. I haven't played the game yet, though. These do too, but I haven't played them yet. I can't really start you in the middle, I'm starting at the very, very beginning before I'd ever had a chance to play it. Dirt Rally works. Look at that. That could be nice. F1 2020.
Does the Steam Deck have gyros in it so you can
It does.
control?
Yes, it does. Half-Life Episode 2. Half-Life 2. Those aren't really graphically intensive anymore. There was a time when they were. Man, I have a lot of games. These are the ones that are great on deck, just in my library. 415.
Wow.
Is that all?
That's it.
They say my total library is like 500, I think. So.
Yeah, mine's over 2,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's just the way it is. Because I'm foolish and I buy too many games when I don't have the time to play them.
I have 78.
Isn't it the truth? 78.
That is still a respectable number, honestly.
It is. You've probably played a greater percentage of your games than we have of ours.
Oh yeah.
That is
Because
a
I
fact.
have like 3. But still.
And there's a lot of stuff here. They fixed Persona 4, yay! It didn't used to work. Okay, so...
Portal.
Portal, yeah. Am I blind? Oh, we didn't get there yet. Oh, Ride 4 works. Oh, neat. Portal's not really that graphically intensive, though. It looks nice. It's not gonna like...
Yeah, Portal was great.
It's a fantastic game, especially the second one, but they're both great. Oh, this one's almost done. See, that was my graphical intensive game in mind that I eventually switched to because I think it'll be a good fit for what you're asking. But it's just, there's a lot of games that are great on deck. I mean, this is a massive number. And of all genres and art styles and everything. It's pretty remarkable.
Oh, Trine. I loved the Trine games.
Is this
Yeah, me
showing
too.
this your library or is this showing the library that
Oh, this is my library. I love both these games so much.
Is this the games that are compatible for the Steam deck, or is it all of your games?
No. All of my games is this 2390.
Okay.
This is all that are compatible with the deck.
Well, I see that.
And this is installed, so it looks like it finished. So let's go ahead and launch this one. It's finalizing. Okay. This game has really good graphics. It uses the CryEngine, and It's pretty fun too. It is a bit graphically, well,
mature.
Watch it anyway. I may have to reboot the stupid thing because it still thinks I'm trying to launch out of the game. Wish it failed. There we go. Now this game is legitimately good graphics and it's really fun. Where you snipe people and bullets go through their head in slow motion.
Nice. Sounds a lot like the Sniper Elite games.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I haven't played those, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not sure which one's first. They might be the same developer. I'm not sure. Now that you mention it. All right,
Sniper Elite ones are awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. All right, I don't think I'm gonna go very high. I think I'll go with high and see if that's good enough. Very high is silly on this little handheld, and we'll see if I need to drop it more afterwards. We'll see how this goes. Can you guys see it okay? I know I've been slowly dropping it, but...
Oh, there it is again, okay.
Did I drop it too far? It is not exactly light. It's comfortable to hold, but it's not exactly light.
Is there rubber grips on the back?
No, you can buy third-party ones, though. I'm sure some people... I know they're for sale. But it doesn't come with them. Alright, let's see how this works. The real question is, does it support touchpads out of the box, or do I have to configure it? Okay.
Yes.
It supports touchpads. It does support gyro, or probably doesn't. It does support touchpads, cool. I think this kind of game's better with touchpad, I think. Alright, it does work. It actually... Is that graphical enough for you, Bam Bam? It's definitely pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, do some moving around. I want to see what that...
Whoop, wrong.
Okay.
I just threw a rock. Okay, that's how I switched to my sniper rifle. And then... That's how I scope in. Okay. And... I don't know what all the buttons do. Okay, that's infrared. Cool. Okay, that's how you jump. How do I hold my breath? Okay, that's crouch. I probably want to crouch. Give me more accuracy. Okay. Now I know I'm going to try not to save. It sometimes auto saves and that's annoying. But alright, he is... How far away are they? Oh, you know what? I forgot to use my binoculars. How do I use my binoculars? That's weapon switch button. Okay, I'm figuring this out as I go. Sorry. Okay, that's binoculars. There we go. So now I tag guys, and then they show up on my radar. How do I zoom in? No, not that button. I don't know how to zoom in. Oh, there we go. I figured it out. Alright. I missed. Now I got them upset at me. I got half the world upset at me now. I'm gonna get like airstrikes at me and stuff. It's kinda cool. It escalates pretty quickly. This gun is weird. It shoots above its target. I think it's meant to be like really long distance. And I just died. Killed in action. So, Mr. Bam Bam, is this graphical enough for you to show you how it works?
Okay, yeah, that was cool. Okay.
Yeah. I just turned down a couple settings, but it runs pretty well. Actually, better than I expected. This runs really well. Man, look at that. Oh, I forgot to mention something. Okay. When we first launched it, you notice how it had a lot of stutters? But now it doesn't. And you know what? The reason for that is it's called Vulkan caching. Basically, it generates shaders on the fly as you play. So anywhere you've been or any, graphical effects that it's already rendered will be kept in memory, and then it'll be smooth after that. That's why when it first launched it was a little bit stuttery, but now it's running like butter.
That's really cool.
I mean, it's running great. Oh yeah, and you notice how with the thumb pad, you treat it like a trackpad, so you can actually swipe it and it'll continue going a little bit. It's like a trackball. It's meant to simulate an old school trackball. Have you ever used one of those? Bam Bam, I know you're old school.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's what it's trying to simulate. It goes past. It's not just stop, stop, start. It's swipe and spin. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Because a game like this, I mean, yeah, this works, and it works for just moving around. But for aiming, I think a trackpad is way better. Or trackball, or whatever. Wrong button again. Okay.
So with the Vulkan caching, then it does its own mind meld. Okay.
That was... Not everybody would get that one. Whoops! I just upset somebody. Yep, they scrambled. Yep, I'm gonna die again. I'm gonna die shortly. Throw bullets at them! Okay. See, look at that airstrike. Told you I'm gonna die real shortly. It's not gonna take long. I better not go too far because it might autosave and then I'll be really screwed. This game doesn't let you, reload.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you kind of... If you go past a certain point, you're kind of stuck with your progress. So yeah, this is... How do I change? Oh, I just threw up thing again. There we go. It's kind of so strange. I want a cool sniper effect, but I don't know why the aim on this gun is so strange. Oh well. I'm dead now. I deserved it. Alright, quit to main menu. I'm done. Bye-bye now. Alright, let's see. Oh, I actually didn't mean to do that. Shoot, I hope I didn't screw everything up. Oh well, I may have just screwed myself over. That was cool. Alright, did my other game finish downloading? Did MechWarrior 5 finish downloading? This is another game that's supposed to run pretty well. That is very graphically intensive. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. I wouldn't normally play MechWarrior 5 on a Steam Deck. It's just like... This game is still trying to... because it's just like... Oh, it's just finalizing. Okay. Oh, it just finished. Oh, cool. Wow, my battery went down after playing that game we just played together. 32%. That is what a graphically intensive game does to your battery. 32%.
What, 25, 26% of your battery?
Yeah, in just like a few minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it definitely kills your battery.
Well, but you're also doing things in the background too.
Yeah, sort of. On-screen keyboard, Steam plus X. Oh, that's kind of cool. Huh. Well, how cool is that? Huh. It even gives you a hint on what you need to do.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, this one is a validated game, so they had to say, hey, look, you have to be able to type in a few spots. Oh yeah, you guys may not know that the process of downloading games takes an crazy amount of CPU time. You might be surprised. Alright, where is my save? Options, display, graphics. Okay, everything's on medium, that should be fine. anisotropy. When you have a screen this small, you really don't need. Well, actually, anisotropy I'm gonna want. It's FA is you don't really need. Low. Oh, Fidelity effect surfing. Cool. All right. Fine. All right. Where's my save? Continue. Good. It's there. Steam Cloud for the win. I haven't played this lately, and I should have because I should play it more because I do technically have to review it still. I've had it for far too long. Okay. I mean, it's been a while since I played this. Oh, it's my Battle Max. Nice. Oh, there. Oh, I'm in the middle of repairing them. Ah, yeah, I need serious repairs. You know, I think I'm going to go to the main menu. Okay, I can show you. This is the hangar. You can see all my mechs. This runs really well. Wow.
Do you have a Marauder?
I don't know if I think. I don't remember if I have a Marauder or not. What I was going to do is go to the main menu and Battle Max.
Favorites.
Do you play Battletech?
Oh, I used to play Battletech Mech Warrior all the time.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I played the original ones. I mean, I played, and my brother-in-law still sells. He does miniatures for the board game.
Hmm.
And he still sells them sells them online out of his basement.
That's awesome. I didn't know you were selling to Battletech. That's really cool.
He makes really good money selling them.
I'm gonna go do an instant action so you guys can see. You know, it's not gonna affect my save or anything like that, and I don't want to sit here and plan out my next mission while you're watching. That's kind of silly. I don't know if I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, this game takes place right before the clan invasion. So, all right. Theme urban.
My favorite clan was Clan Steiner.
Pretty cool. This is Inner Sphere though. This is not clan. Okay. We're just gonna go ahead and accept those random defaults.
We're reading heavy weather warnings out there, Commander.
I get an atlas. Lucky me.
And certain malfunctions on this mission.
Awesome.
Yeah, I haven't actually used an atlas yet in my campaign. Let's see. You wanted to know if they had a Marauder. The text is a little up there. There it is. No, wait, no, it isn't. Yeah, there it is, right there. Marauder and Marauder 2. Marauder 2 looks nice. The 4A or the 5A? We'll go with this one.
That is fair.
Launching in 3, 2, 1. Approaching drop zone.
You're here already?
It's yeah, it's dropping. Drop ship. It's the dramatic pre-battle stuff that they make you sit through. I have not played this on a controller. I always use a joystick. There are a lot of bad guys everywhere. Yeah, right. This is cool.
You're not an Adant Walker, okay.
Yeah. This is pretty cool, man. I didn't think I would play much MechWarrior 5 on a handheld, but I don't know. Maybe I can be convinced. This is neat. And of course, I'm walking through stuff.
Just walk through the buildings. That makes it easier.
It does. Oh, okay. Oh. Lasers. Lasers. Oh, that's my other. Okay, so that's how this works. Okay. So I get to waste heat by missing. And how do I zoom out again? Okay, there we go.
It's running on.
Yeah. This is an energy guy. There's no no assault cannons. How sad. Or auto cannon. Alright, you need to die now.
It's too fast.
Yeah, well, that's a smaller mech. Ah, miss. This is awkward. I'm used to more lithe controls. Ah.
Yeah, but the premise is really good, and the graphics are really decent on that, considering it's handheld.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
Sure is. Can I hit him, or am I just destined for failure? Don't answer that.
I mean, for being an ultra portable,
Yeah, this is really good, man.
it's,
Oh, I hit him. Did I take him out? That PVC, double PVC had to do something. Oh, he's not dead, but that really hurt. Oh,
It's kind of funny. I heard I hit him. Did I take him out? And then I saw the explosion.
this is cool. This is running really well. Considering how demanding this game is on my desktop, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. Pow. Man, this is great. Yeah, the frame is starting to tank if there are a lot of particle effects on the screen. But it's still totally playable. Let's see how bad it is. 21 minutes of battery life, boys. And girls. Boys and girls. Whatever. Yeah, it's definitely... And we are getting 26 frames per second.
Which isn't bad. 26 frames for a game like this?
Yeah, for a handheld like this, I mean, come on, what do you expect?
Ah.
Pretty amazing. Are those? No, there's nothing cool in there, is there? But I took it out anyway. Alright, where's my next... Oh, there is the bad guy. There he is. Okay, I just walked through a wall. That was very zen. I'm probably going to die from the explosions of walking through the wall, though. Alright, where's the bad guy? I saw him on my radar. Oh, there he is. Boom! Come on, don't stop flying. I didn't tell you to fly. Stop flying. Alright, I want to hit you with my PVCs. There we go. There. Oh, that's right, they added melee. I have no idea how to use it. This is the first...
That's not fair.
He's like right behind me. There he is. Eat that, punk! Oh, wait a minute. There you go. That had to hurt. Did I win? No.
Oh, I think you took his legs out.
Did I? Oh yeah, look at that. He's hobbling. He's hobbling like he wants his mama to save him.
But he's still got jump jets.
But he still has jump jet. Pow! Eat that, punk. Take these large lasers. Oh, those are medium lasers. Okay, that's the large laser on top. PVCs, baby! And I'm about to overheat. That's okay. I never really needed my heat anyways. So you see that the large laser is mounted on the head, and it like can't hit anything. So it doesn't turn with torso as well. Yeah, that was cool. Hit him while he was flying. That had to hurt him. Okay, I walked into a building that I really didn't intend to walk into. There we go, walk through a building, that's more like it. Ooh, yes, there he is! He's a heap of history. Ooh. Nice. Bunch of bad guys converging on my position. I'm gonna die sooner or later. They need me to kill 17.
How's the sound quality? Is it
I'd have to take off my headset. 1 second, let me check.
is it tinny or is it?
Wow, that sounds really good.
Take your word for it.
I don't know if you can hear that or not.
No.
Okay, I'm putting my
Yeah,
headset
not
back
really.
on. Were you able to hear that while I had the microphone up to the thing?
No.
No, not really.
Yeah, looks like on video broadcast is working too well again. It does a great job of getting rid of background noise, except for when you want the background noise. So. But it does a great job of getting rid of background noise, though. Like, I've even heard, like, laundry machine going and dishwasher and dog barking. You can barely even hear it because NVIDIA broadcast is that good. But oh, I hit him. The screen really isn't bad either. Screen quality, not too bad. I mean, there's always better, obviously. It's technology. Okay, I think I may have gotten that one. Oh, it's a tank. All right. Boom. You go die now. He's almost dead. He's not dead yet. I'm feeling happy. Come on.
Don't hit that.
I'm trying to hit the tank.
You keep walking through walls.
They're free. I'm a 100-ton mech. That's what they do.
But they gotta do some kind of damage to it.
The explosions do. I don't think the walls themselves do a whole lot. But, and I'm already red in some of my extremities. On the lower left corner you can see that my legs are not doing well. My back is not doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna die. This probably is. But I've also gotten hit by tanks and various vehicles. Alright, the tank is not there. Where'd you go, bro? I need you. There we go.
There he is.
Man, he's hitting me so hard I can barely see anything. You know, if this was my single player campaign where I have like a 55 ton, I would have been dead so many times over.
See, that's a marauder.
Yeah, no. But I picked the all energy marauder. Next time I'm going to take the missile one. Now granted, with this many enemies, maybe the energy one isn't so bad, but... Alright, where are you? I saw you hit me. Oh, wait, are you a mech?
Yeah, so you have the weapons, but it's slower than other.
Exactly. Just takes forever. I don't know how to...
Jets.
Additional tangos en route to your position, Commander.
More of them? Jeez. That looks like a dangerous tank. Good old double blasted PPCs took care of it, though.
So
If
the
I'd known,
controls are quite responsive.
if I'd known you liked BattleTech, or MechWarrior or whatever, this game was on a Humble Bundle not that long ago, like last month.
You couldn't first. Oh, there you go.
Oh, is it back now?
Yeah.
Cool. This thing has 13% battery. I think that'll be a good point to know when the stream's over is when the Steam Deck dies, right?
So again, you need to cut your thumbnails.
No, I don't. I just did it yesterday.
And your cuticles are terrible.
Yes, they are. That is one of my cardinal sins of life on this planet. Oh, goodness gracious. That guy's went over my head. That was very rude of him. Right. CP likes PPCs at the back. Boom! They all hit that time. That was cool. Heat critical. Yeah, see, that's what I get for trying to use my weapons like they're designed. I don't even remember where my heat meter is since once I played this game. I am beyond impressed at how this game runs, just saying. This is very impressive. Oh, I've lost an arm, guy. Oh my gosh, I lost most of my weapons. I'm down to 1 PPC and 1 medium laser.
Well, that's, yeah, that ain't nothing.
The PPC is a lot, but the medium laser is like, okay.
The medium laser is the same, it could be the same as a sight.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, PPCs do, PPCs do, what do you call it, impact, or, what's the term I'm looking for? I'm dead! I told you I was gonna die. What I'm impressed about is that I died before my battery life did. Battery low, 10%. You see that, guys? A pop-up and everything. I've got an in-game pop-up for low battery life.
I get on the Twitch, so keep playing.
Awesome.
If I switch back to Gravatar or something, I could probably make this last another 20, 30 minutes.
But you haven't died yet on Twitch, so keep playing, keep playing.
I died already. What are you talking about? Oh, the battery hasn't died.
On Twitch, you haven't on your stream.
Oh, the video's behind. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay, now you're dead.
You know what I think I'm gonna do? This thing is like, I think it's time to restart. But I should probably plug this in case it dies in the middle. Because it keeps on complaining about Neo 2, and it's like, I don't want it to die in the middle of an update though. 10%. And we get to see what an update's like. Update complete. Well, initial impressions. This thing is amazing.
Yeah, it looks super cool.
Yeah, it is. This thing is really amazing. The fact that I can play these games at reasonable frame rates, all in Linux, all with this really customized interface, that is...
Comparison to other portables like the Switch or the...
Well,
what do you think?
It's... I mean... Okay. Let me see.
It's. I mean, I know it's kind of apples to oranges, but a little bit because they're different platforms. But
yeah, I mean, okay. Which one has more games is debatable.
Yeah.
Switch is got Nintendo games, so Nintendo games are great, and they sell systems, and you know. That's pretty much all you need to be Nintendo, is to have Nintendo games. So in that respect, it's no contest, right? Nintendo games are unsupported. I think you're a liar. I want to see. I'm gonna play it anyway. It lets you install it anyway, which is cool. So on the other hand, games like WRC10, which I did the comparison stream, remember? The side-by-side? I think you were on that stream, Bam Bam, where I played WRC10 at the same time I was playing the Switch version of WRC10. And that...
I don't remember, but I don't remember what I had for breakfast.
Okay. Well... On Switch, which I can show you because I'm right here. Oh, I'd have to quit my Biomotor Motron or Unitron to show you. But when I played this game on Switch, the graphics are so bad. Let me see if I'm close to a save spot. Yep, I just saved. All right, good. Then I can do this. Oh, this feels so light after holding the Steam Deck. My goodness. This thing feels like a feather after holding the Steam Deck for like hours. This is crazy. How much lighter this is. Like, but it has digital triggers. Steam Deck has analog triggers. It's so much better for that. My volume is low on this one. So if you remember me playing this game like a couple months ago when I compared them, the PC version is so much better. Like, it's no contest. I have played WRC10 on Linux. I don't know why they're saying it doesn't work. Maybe it's something that crashes, I don't know. But this one is fun, but graphics are horrible. Like, they just turned everything off, and you're left to suffer. And you have a terrible frame rate. It's not terrible. It's playable, but the Switch is just like, graphically demanding games are just, it just can't handle it. And even games that aren't graphically demanding, it can't handle a lot of those either. So it really is just, I mean, the game is fun to play. So it's still fun to play. You've seen me play this. Do you remember now?
Yeah, well, I remember the game. I know the game. I don't know that I remember you watching you play it.
Okay, well, I thought you were on it, but that's all right.
Side by side.
But yeah, so the Switch version, as you can see, the graphics are like PlayStation 2, maybe. Which button did I press to change the camera angle? I don't want to change my windshield wiper speed. Okay.
Is it even raining? I don't even...
No, it's not raining. That's the point.
Go ahead, Dad.
This is how I drive in real life, right?
Yes, that's true. And I can vouch for that because you hit my car.
That's why I said that. That was a long time ago. You're never gonna let me forget it. It was like two cars ago.
Yeah, actually. Well, that's why I don't park in your driveway anymore.
Hey, man. Let's see what happens here. I think we lost somebody on the stream. We're down to...
No, I think somebody joined and then left again, like, immediately after.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I just wanted to know what was going on because, you know, I heard a... Okay. So, yeah,
Oh, you are bad at that. Anyway.
I'm not even... My hands aren't even on the controls.
Yeah,
Give me a break.
It's pixelated.
So this one, I have Linux and Windows on this one, but I wish I don't really have a benchmark ready. I wonder if I can come up with anything that would show you how much better this one is. Do I still have WRC10 installed? I don't know. I'm trying to think what I have installed on here that... Of course, I can go back to the Wii game, but that one bothers you. Okay, I gotta log in, but you don't get to see that.
This would be easier with a separate camera, wouldn't it? Instead of having a laptop in your lap.
Yeah, but you know, we had the camera and the camera battery died, so you know I couldn't use it. We were there earlier today.
917.
Well,
it was either this or 69-cent rolls, and you said don't.
Oh, my wife is getting upset because she wants me to get off the stream. So I guess it's something I have to do. 917. It has been 2 hours.
Wait, you got a minute.
I know, I have another minute. It's true.
You got one more minute.
I do.
Thank you for streaming that. It was pretty cool.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around the whole time. I mean, you're even better than Mr. Bam Bam here, who showed up late.
I'm sorry, I had something to do with the Had to clean up after dinner.
There's no excuse.
And now you have to.
You said you would be here like
Well, then
before a half hour before I started, and then you're like, real life.
box it back up, rewrap it. I want to see it unbox again.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But I will do this for you, because I'm a nice guy. I will show you the case that it came in.
Nice guy. Yeah, that's okay.
See? And I will even show you the box that it came in. Insert. This is what you saw when you opened it. And
Where? I don't see it.
that's too bad. You had a second. And then this right here
No,
is where the power supply came in.
Oh, that's a cool bag. Okay.
And then
Cool
this, the bag was in this little cool thingy.
thingy. That's that technical term. The
Absolutely.
Thingy.
And then this is the box that it came in with all the cool ways, the places you can use it. Like this, you should know that that means on a submarine, over there, submariner right there. Since you have been on a submarine multiple times for months at a time. So you can use the Steam Deck on a submarine. En un submarine.
Cool.
So yeah, that's one of the places that they approve of you using the Steam Deck is on a submarine.
And a test chamber and a submarine. Yeah.
Yeah. On the patio in Teresa. On a Ferris wheel. Yep, that's one of the spots. Yep. In a hammock. On the moon. In a tent.
On the moon? In a hammock on the moon? I don't think you'd want to be in a hammock on the moon.
On a Ferris wheel on the moon.
That combination could be interesting, yes. On a Ferris wheel on the moon, that might work. I mean, the gravity is low, but it's not zero.
Okay, that's a weird tangent. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, you got to see the outside of the box that it came in.
See, I came on here for comic relief. That's what I'm here for.
That's all I am, right? That's it. I'm subject of humor target thing.
You're the straight guy.
Oh,
I'm
is
the
that
comic
it? Okay.
relief. Yeah, you're the fall guy. I'm the comic relief.
Okay, that works.
Or setup. You're the setup. I guess that's the right term would be the setup man. I'll be the comic relief.
Okay, I can go with this.
Because I have a great face for radio.
Nobody would know about all those grays in the radio.
Yeah, you would not want to see this on a video.
All right.
Anyway,
well,
yeah, thanks for doing that. I know your wife's gonna scream at you. Well, not screaming. I know her. She's gonna crack the whip.
You know, Mister, she will hear this when she uploads it to YouTube. So.
Oh.
Good.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you for joining, and God bless you all. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
You too.